What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to show you 4 calisthenics skills you need to learn and master if you're a beginner and you want to progress any farther into calisthenics. Alright, so the first one is pretty common with most beginners and you've probably heard of it already, and it's the elbow lever. So I'm going to quickly show you what the elbow lever looks like, and then I'll explain to you why you need to learn and master it if you're a beginner. So you just turn your wrists outwards, and then you dig your elbows into your abs and lift and lean forward to lift your legs up. So the elbow lever is a perfect skill that you can learn to help learn an even harder skill, which is the 90-degree hold, which will then progress you towards the planche. Even if you don't want to train for a full planche, the elbow lever is perfect to build some wrist strength and some pushing strength, and then it'll also teach you how to balance your body a little bit better. And you know, you can't ignore the fact that it actually looks really cool. If you're just starting calisthenics and you want to impress some people, the elbow lever is a good way to do that. It's pretty easy to learn, and people are quite impressed by it. If you can't do the elbow lever right now, just focus on building your basic pushing strength, which is push-ups and dips, and then work on some progressions, and then you should be able to unlock the elbow lever fairly quickly. So the second skill is something I've never done a tutorial on this channel, which I probably should, because I'm a little overdue for that, but it's the handstand. If you can't do a handstand and you're trying to progress farther into calisthenics, unless you're doing like only pulling movements, the handstand is a perfect skill to learn, and it doesn't take a lot of strength. It just takes a lot of shoulder stability and a lot of balance. So yeah, if you don't know what a handstand looks like, I'll quickly show you. So now the reason why I put the handstand in for these beginners, some people might classify as like maybe an intermediate skill, but if you can learn the handstand early on to your journey in calisthenics, it makes progressing so much easier. It makes it a lot more fun actually as well. Learning handstand push-ups or like 90-degree holds, those skills are freaking cool. They look impressive as hell, and they're pretty hard to do, but build some crazy strong shoulders and upper body just doing handstand. So yeah, learning the handstand early on is crucial if you want to progress farther into calisthenics, because a lot of skills, like you might not think, but the planche, I'll bring up the planche again. If you can't do a handstand, don't work on the planche, because you need a lot of shoulder strength, and the handstand is perfect for that. But if you can't do a handstand yet, here's some ways you can work towards it. First things first, you want to learn to balance on your hands. So the frog stand is perfect. You just put your hands down, and you balance like right here, right where your knee is. Lock that onto your elbows, and you lean forward until your legs come off, and then you balance from there. Once you feel comfortable with that, you can start strengthening your shoulders by doing pike push-ups. Once you can do some pike push-ups and your shoulders start to get stronger, you can do some wall handstand push-ups or even just wall handstand holds. So just holding it upside down like this is perfect. And then once you get strong enough, you just do some push-ups. So the third skill you want to learn is going to be the L-sit. This one is going to be pretty common for beginners as well. It's perfect for building some core strength, some legs, and just your basic pushing strength. And it looks like this. You can use parallettes or flat on the ground. You just push your whole body up until your legs come off the ground. So I do recommend you learn it flat on the ground. I do have a tutorial on how to do the L-sit already if you want to check that out. So the L-sit and the elbow lever were the first 2 skills I learned in my calisthenics journey. Now a big reason why you want to learn the L-sit really early on, and it's not only because it builds incredible pushing strength and core strength, it's because it's super handy if you want to do some transition moves. So a really popular transition is going to be the L-sit to the handstand, or like the L-sit to like a tuck planche. And you know, the first part of that is the L-sit. So if you can't do an L-sit, it just looks cooler when you can transition from one move and fluently go into like an L-sit or like an L-sit to a push-up. It just looks cooler, and it just builds a lot of strength through complete range of motion in your shoulders and your whole upper body. So the first 3 skills, the elbow lever, the handstand, and the L-sit, are all pushing skills. This last one is going to be a pulling skill, and it's going to be the skin the cat. Basically, you just hang onto the bar, and then you bring your legs up in between your hands, bring it up, over, around, until you're upside down. Extend your legs, and then pull yourself back up. So as the majority of beginner skills is mainly just pushing weights, because all beginners usually have is just the floor. So there's not much pulling you can do when you're on the floor. So if you have access to something, like a pull-up bar or like a playground where you can do skin the cat or any pulling movements, that's perfect. But it's usually why so many beginner skills are pushing based, because a lot of people start calisthenics with just nothing and just the floor. With the skin the cat, it's perfect to gain some shoulder mobility and some shoulder strength in a certain range of motion to help progress towards like a back lever or a front lever, which are, you know, really hard pulling movements. But you know, there's not much to it. So you just slowly go further and further upside down. So I do have tutorials for most of these skills except for the handstand. I'm gonna work on making one of those in the near future. They're perfect building blocks for harder variations and harder skills. So the whole point of this video isn't to like poke fun at people that can't do these basics skills, but it's a nice guiding point to show what kind of skills and why you want to learn these type of skills as a beginner, progress farther into calisthenics, because it can get quite confusing if you just started and you see all these crazy, insane skills and you're wondering, how am I going to learn these? Once you get more knowledge in calisthenics, you start to learn the pattern on how to train your body into these cool tricks. Yeah, I just thought this video would be helpful for people that are struggling and trying to figure out where they are at in calisthenics, if they're like intermediate or beginner. Work on these 4 skills and you will progress into calisthenics a lot easier, because you have these good building blocks to help you succeed. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and peace out.